Hello, everyone. I wanted to have a little discussion about my new goals. Um, a lot of things have happened in the last few weeks. Unfortunately, they had to happen literally like 4 days after I got the Porsche. Um, Lyft has, from what I can theoretically guess, in a desperate attempt to gain the market share in Chicago, have capped the prices on rideshare for the riders. Great for them, I guess. But at the same time, they're also capping the surge for drivers. Um, it used to be, when there was just overwhelming extreme demand, that you would see a $50 surge pop up once in a while. Now it doesn't go beyond 25. In fact, the Sunday after Thanksgiving, when the airport is just at its greatest demand, Um, I was seeing like a $30 surge on Uber, but only like a 17 on Lyft. And that 17 was only for a brief moment. And then it went back down to like 5 or 6. What the fuck? Another example. Um, there was a major radiology conference here in Chicago at McCormick Center. That draws in, upwards of 60,000 people. When they're leaving for the day, that is, when they're leaving the conference center for the day, that's just when the spike in demand is just extreme, and you see hundreds and thousands of cars all piling into the area to try and pick up the passengers. On Lyft, I didn't see the surge go past $5 at all, but on Uber, I saw a couple of times where the surge hit $30. Yeah, and then I would look at the rider app for both. Obviously, Ubers are extremely expensive, but the Lyfts are just like crazy cheap. Like Uber's charging like $50 to $60 for like a standard ride to go, a few miles north, while Lyft is charging like $30 for a black ride. So of course, and then like the Lux, they were charging less. So it was like 25. So of course, everyone's trying to get into a Lux. Um, I was on black, and I wouldn't get anything. But the moment I stepped into Lux, non-stop back to back to back to back to back to back pings. I could just reject for an hour straight, and I would get non-stop requests for a lift. So when Lux is surging like that, that usually means that there should be a high surge. But no, it didn't go over $5 once. In fact, most of the time, the surge on Lyft was at $2.50. What the fuck, Lyft? This is bad. I kind of, I took a risk trying to go all in on a Lux Black game, and it backfired on me. Literally after I got the car. It is what it is. But that means that my plans have changed. That my plans have changed for that and a bigger reason. Through the power of the Para app, which I've shown you, it is it's so crazy that my pay I'm getting more doing UberX than I am getting doing Lyft Lux. Like I can't. Sorry about that. Anyways, for example, here the last ride I did last night at 10:30 p.m. It was not counting the tip. It was I got a ping for a let's open this up and get the more details. So I got a ping for Uh, I got a ping for 28. I got a ping for $31. It was a $31 ping, and it was 6 miles drive for 15 minutes. Crazy money for UberX. So obviously I took it, and I ended up getting an $8 tip, which is always appreciated. And I don't account for that. But another example here. The right before that, it was a it was a $17 ping for to go 3 miles in 4 minutes. $17 for 4 minutes of driving total. Absolutely crazy. Um, you know, like let's say for comparison, if this $17 ride was a Lyft Flux, at that time it was only charging like $2, so I get about maybe $11 if I'm lucky. No, actually not 11, more like $10. Yeah. So UberX is paying almost double than the Lyft Flux. And like I thought that this week was just kind of like a 1 day thing, and then it just stayed consistent. Using the Pair app, yeah, sure, I'd have to reject like 20 to 30 rides um, to get these crazy paying rides, but it's well worth it. Especially with Uber, just getting nonstop back-to-back pings. Getting through the 16 to 20 pings, it only takes like a minute. It's not a big deal. And the funny thing is, in the meantime, with TripRadar, I'm seeing like drivers taking like $4 or $5 rides, and I'm just sitting there laughing because I know that in like 30 seconds I'm gonna get a ridiculous ping. Um, so if you want to learn more about the Pair app, I actually made a video about it because it for me it's changing. Like I'm gonna put this into perspective. Okay, so let's say a normal day, nothing ridiculous. Uh, no, not counting any quest or 3 for trips, just standard surge. I'd get about $40 an hour doing Lyft Flux. Whereas with my filter set correctly on Para, I'm making more than double that doing UberX. At first, I thought it was kind of, like, okay, this is, kind of a weird thing. So I mean, it's not constantly $85 an hour. Um, there has to be obviously demand in the area to get prices to that point. So like if I go online right now at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm not gonna get a ride with an average of $85 paying. That's just not gonna happen. Um, but I'm talking about like you know when there's like a $2 or $3 surge in area, like I can still get those kind of pings. It's and then like even let's say earlier in the morning when it's just completely desolate out, I might get like 2 3 Lux pings in an hour and get like 25 $30. But on Para, if I just change the per hour rate from $85 an hour to 60, I'll still get Uber X pings with that. I can set that all day and get no problem getting rides that meet our criteria. It's crazy. Um, so it comes to the mind that if I'm making double the money doing Uber X as opposed to Lyft Flex, then what am I doing with the Porsche? You know, I mean, obviously, it is what it is. I will. What this comes to the point of the video. My actual plans. I've done a lot of thought and shopping around for vehicles that qualify for you know, for different various ride platforms. And after thinking about it and doing the math, it's not really worth it for me to, at least in the short term, like immediate short term, to go through with that kind of investment. So instead, what I am going to do um, before I go to bed today, because I sleep now from 9 to 3, is I'm gonna call like 2 or 3 Hertz's in my area that rent Teslas, and I'm gonna go be put on a list, a wait list for a Model Y. Yes, because they it every I don't know the ratio, but I know that all 4 of the dealers, Hertz dealers that in my area that do Tesla rentals, they all have like a few Model Ys, and there's like a wait list for them. So I'll call 2 or 3 of them tomorrow, get it put on a wait list for them, and then hopefully I don't have to wait too long. And then once I get it, then I will use that for short term. Meaning I'm gonna test my market again. Now knowing this information and being armed with better knowledge of what I should do, because when I first got the Tesla rental, Model 3 rental, I was only doing comfort and comfort electric, and my God, the pay was abysmal. Um, not knowing that there was, not knowing, being stupid and being uninformed, I could have actually made more money doing UberX than I would be doing Uber Comfort. So, lesson learned. It was a worthwhile experiment. I'm gonna go back into it now and see how I do with the Model Y, and it's gonna be like an extra $100 a week as opposed to a Model 3, but with the Model Y, I'll get access to Uber XL. Um, no, the Model Ys that Hertz have don't have an actual third row, but for some reason Uber still allows the Tesla Model Y rentals to be able to access XL. So what I'll do is, during periods of high demand when I can, consistently get XL rides, I'll use the Pair app on XL and see what kind of rides I get. And I'm expecting to get paid a little bit better. And then what I'll do is when I get a ping, I'm gonna have to message the PAX and say, hey, how many people do you have with you total? And if they say 5 or 6, just cancel it. But that's really not going to be that much of a problem because if you're an XL driver, pretty much most markets, you get an XL ping 90 to 95% of the time. Maybe not 95, like 85 to 90% of the time. Okay, 80 to 90% of the time. It's 4 or less. They're just getting it either because you're closer or it's only a couple more dollars and they want more space. A lot of the times, I see tall people getting an XL because they just want the space. Even though they could have gotten the comfort, but I guess they'd rather get an XL. Either way, it's a win for me. So I'm gonna see, what I can do, how far I can push this with the knowledge I have now. How far I can really push the limits of this Pair app and see what I can really make. Um, on Uber only. Um, I'll obviously I'll have my eye on the Lyft app, and if I see Lyft actually start to surge correctly again, which I don't, I I don't know how long this surge hike is gonna stay, but I'm always gonna keep an eye on it. And if I don't see it peak over $6, then yeah, I'm not gonna do anything. But if I start seeing like the actual good pings, like I used to see, like 15, 20, $30 surges, I'll just go and I'll swap out for the Porsche and start doing black reds on that. But given what I've seen the last 2 weeks, I thought that's gonna happen. And then while the Porsche is sitting, I'm not gonna let it just sit. I'll list it on Turo, and I'll list it aggressively to be like either the cheapest or second cheapest Porsche Cayenne on available in the Chicago area. And then I'll try to we'll see how that goes. But again, this is just a short term thing to see how much more I can make having access to XL. If I don't make like if I don't see myself making significantly more, like 200 or more dollars more a week just from that, then I'll just go and step down and get the regular the regular uh, Tesla Model 3 and kind of coast that and see how things go in the short term with what I have now because I am just I'm flabbergasted. Before before the Pair app when I was driving with the Porsche, man, the pay was shit. I was making like 200 in a day was a good day for me. I thought I was like, man, this is dead. It's dead. It's nothing. It's going dead. And then yeah, the Pair app changed everything for me. I went from making $100 to $200 a day, which I was really disappointed for, to making like today I made $500. I made 270 on Uber and 230 on Lyft. I could have easily made that extra 230 on Uber as well. So I can see myself making $500 in a day with the way things currently are, armed with the knowledge I have on with the Pair app. So rather than trying to jump the gun and fully commit myself, as I said, I'm gonna play it safe and play the short game and do the Model Y rental and see how that goes. From the last time I checked, I was told that like the wait list is like pretty long. So I may end up just having to go and get a regular Model 3 to kind of smooth that out. But we'll see. Um, we'll see how tomorrow goes. Maybe I'll get lucky and there's one available. Maybe I won't. Who knows? Anyways, that's kind of the short term. And if things continue to trend up the way that they're continuing, then really, in preparation for this summer madness that comes during the summer in Chicago, you know, I'm gonna leave myself open to either getting my own Model Y with a third row, or if I'm feeling ambitious, may even go as far as getting a Model X. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. Do I regret getting the Porsche? No, I don't. I made that decision based off of how I thought things were going, and I made the best choice because honestly, the Audi Q7, uh, it was like a few thousand miles away from just having all kinds of mechanical failures. Because there would be some times when I would push it, start flooring it, I would get like occasional issues with the vehicle. Like, there's like an issue with the shifter, and I need to, um, you know, um, send it into an Audi mechanic to get it tested. But all I would do was turn off the car and turn it on, and then the message would go away. And nothing. I didn't really experience like any actual like major mechanical failures, except for when I was throttling it hard. Um, but so after I started seeing those messages, I was taking it easy, and nothing happened with the car. Um, but knowing that it was eventually going to become a relevant thing, and also with the pending accident, from the bump I had at United Center with another driver, that accident wasn't actually on the record yet. So if I had waited to sell the vehicle, um, you know, un, until after that accident appeared on the record with a combination of the mechanical failures, I would have easily have lost another nine to $10,000. So, you know, um, if I could go back, I would probably have definitely have gotten a vehicle with the third row. Um, either because I was looking at a few things. I was actually looking at a few cars. I almost ended up in a suburban, but I didn't. But that honestly that probably should have been what I should have done. But it is what it is. So yeah, that's just, again in summary. The short term is I'm gonna be um, um, taking pictures of the Porsche listing in on Turo, and hopefully that goes well. And then also the Model Y rental and just kind of see how that goes. And obviously, if the Porsche is not renting out at all, um, then I'll just back out of the Tesla and just suck it up and use the Porsche to do Uber X rides in until the summertime. It is what it is. Either way, I'm still making pretty good money. So yeah, the the Pair app is a lifesaver. I was actually starting to panic that like I was like, man, like I'm not gonna, I can't afford to live in my apartment anymore if I'm making, only $100 to $200 a day. So, this is definitely a game changer. So, yeah, that's about it for now. If anything changes, I'll let you guys know. And if I do end up getting a Model 3 or a Model Y, I'll let you guys know how it goes while using the Pair app. Um, Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.